Tune in every Tuesday at 9 p.m. for Nightcap Knowledge. Put the children to bed, get your adult beverage, and get ready. Nightcap Knowledge is rated Black and Uncensored and hosted by longtime community organizer and entertainment professionals Mr. Mac and DJ George Chuck. Real talk, real issues, real solutions. Nightcap Knowledge on Facebook, IG, and Twitter. Tune in and share.
Black with no chaser.
It is Tuesday evening. It's 9 o'clock. You know what time it is. It is time for Nightcap Knowledge. Every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. If you're listening, if you're looking, share this live right now. Shout out to all our folks on Twitch and our folks at Black with No Chaser. We'll see y'all over there. Let us know that you're in the comments. This is Nightcap Knowledge. I want to give a shout out to the Mississippi's first 100% plant-based cafe. That's Meals That Heal 601, Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. right there in downtown Jackson, North Fair Street. We got our official water, Aspire Pure, refreshing taste, keeping it simple, available at amazon.com/Aspire Pure. It's wedding season. Your wedding deserves the Groove Creator. Now booking 2022 and 23 dates. Visit georgechuck.com. The Epps Institute, healing the entire you. Find out more information about the Epps Institute at eppsinstitute.org. Need that car? If they don't have it, they'll find it. That's KCM Automotive, 601-884-1526. 2 locations, one in Jackson and one in Greenwood, Mississippi. The Mississippi School of Health Services and Careers. Begin your career in healthcare today. That's mshscschool.com, 769-572-7490. Now that we paid them bills, it's time to get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, tune in for another action-packed episode of Nightcap Knowledge. Time for your mind, 2 times for your drink. It might be water, it might be Jack Apple, it might be Corbel, you might be a champagne drinker. You know, on a Tuesday night, sometimes we are, sometimes we're not. But you know what it is. It's time for Nightcap Knowledge. My name is DJ George Chuck, and that is Mr. Mac over there. Mac, what's up, man?
Man, what's the deal, Pickle?
Hey, I can't complain, man. Everything is kosher.
Everything is kosher. Kosher. Man. Hey man, something is a little different. Can't quite put my finger on it since the last time we talked. I think we have a new member. We have a new Neo, ladies and gentlemen. A new Neo to the Funky Party Club. DJ George Chuckles in the Funky Party Club.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am
there.
I am
Happy
a
birthday,
full-fledged
man. Happy belated.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I'm a full-fledged member of the 40 Club.
40. Funky Party.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, boy, listen. Now you have the age to go along with everything when you be cussing folks out. It fits. You start in the 40.
Shut up.
Hey, I'm gonna be like Turk. I ain't got one of them on my side. I need one of them on my side.
Turk say, how you doing that?
Hey man, I'm just reminding everybody this show is rated Black and Uncensored, real talk, real issues, real solutions. This is probably not the most politically correct show. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. We're gonna talk about real stuff, and we're gonna come up with some real issues and some real solutions. Because as Mel T said, I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not. Rather be hated than loved. We're gonna tell it like a TIE is on this show. Tell it like a TIE is.
For what? I'd rather be hated than loved.
Man, if we could just get permission to play that song, that's all we need right there.
I might have to chop and screw it or something.
Go ahead and chop it up and do something, man.
Be hated for what I am. We want to give
that's a hard probate song. That's a hard probate song right there.
There it is right there, man. There it is. So look, thank you for everybody tuning in right now. We got folks on the Nightcap Knowledge YouTube, the Nightcap Knowledge Facebook, and our people over at
Black with No Chaser.
Yes, sir. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in every week at 9 p.m. Central. And I appreciate the birthday wish from Toy Jackson. So, hey, man, I'm still celebrating. I am 40. My 3-year-old is turning 4 on Saturday. I see my brother Herman Sylvester checking in. I appreciate y'all. Look, we got comments rolling in from multiple platforms. It makes me excited, Mac. How about you?
Hey, man, we should have made this your official birthday celebration. Should have figured out a way. We should have did it on Twitch. Like after this, the after party is on Twitch or YouTube where Chuck and DJ and go in for the birthday. The set out for the celebration.
Yeah, man.
So look, the mental health minute, these things are very, very important as we get into the holidays. Not saying that they are not any other time, but this is related to what we did past Tuesday with helping those that are in need, those who are unhoused, those who are homeless. Faith without work is dead. I use that a lot because we have a lot of folks that keep the pews warm, very, very warm. But when it comes to time to actually putting foot to pavement, rubber meets the road to helping our fellow brothers and sisters that are in need. And I always pose that question, like I said last time. You never know him. There was an old song say, "How would I know him when I see him?" So being out there in those areas, you hear some stories, you see show them who you are and who you were raised by. They need it, man. Just an uplifting word. Some kind gestures, just joking with them, talking to them. You learn a lot and it helps them out. Just having just basic conversation with them, because they are people. I think we keep forgetting that they're using these terminologies of vagrants and all this other stuff. They are people. They are human, right? So I know we have a dog, but don't put a funky ass dog life over a human dog, over a human person, a human, right? Don't do that. And we talk about those commercials we see. And as I said on the news, I say it again, in the words of everybody's papa, the late, great Mr. Charles Evans, I said it 10,000 times before I take it back. We got 9-10 animal shelters, and we have very few homeless shelters.
It shows where our concern is. We got that many doggone animal shelters. And the whole reason behind the sleep out, Mac, and we started it because we had to raise money
to save the shelters.
But we ain't never had to raise no money to save no animal shelter.
No.
As a matter
And
of fact, most counties, right? Most
yeah.
counties have a
Mhm,
sheriff or I mean, a sheriff deputy sheriff
mhm.
uh, designated to do animal control. In that correct?
And then they've I don't know if it's in Mississippi. I know somewhere they were having a chain law, but you couldn't keep your dog on a chain. Um, not to be chained 24/7 or something like that. But
Oh,
the case of the Bible, I say, by faith without work is dead. We can pray till you faint and fall out, until you put
yeah,
some work behind what you're going to do and your concern for your fellow man,
that's right.
because your true concern and your relationship with the Creator is shown to how you treat your fellow brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
You know, and so how you know somebody, how you going to say you care about somebody you never saw when you got a brother and sister right here that's in need that you don't help?
I'm talking about right
So
there next to you,
yeah,
man. Right there next to you. Right
you
there.
know,
Look,
and
shout out to Marquetta Whitehead. You know, in her early comment, we have to do better about providing for the homeless community. I mean, honestly, we just got to do better about helping people.
I think Warren Cloy, he
For
said,
once,
be a better human.
be
You
a better.
know,
Yep.
we got to be a better human, because we don't have a leadership problem, we have a people problem. And leadership's public office reflection of the population that they serve. We have a people problem. We are
Yeah.
disconnected. We are not concerned, and we don't put the energy. I guess it's about to roll on in a minute. We
Okay.
don't have the same energy around folks that do not look like they are important. Um, it's joking. So we have got to do better about that, man. There's no value. And if you take $100 bill and ball it up, and you take out the crispy one that's first out the bank, and then you ask everybody which one they want, everybody gonna want the crispy $100 bill. But does the dirty, crumbled up $100 bill have any less value? It don't. But that's how we see our brothers and sisters, our people, and we blame them. That's our blame game in society for everything that goes wrong. Is the folks that look disheveled and look like they not well kept.
Yeah.
But as I stated before, I say again, um, Tyler Perry, Tiffany
Yeah.
Haddish, Tim
Come on.
Allen. I'm talking
All
about
them.
people that we pay money to go see that were once homeless or incarcerated, and who know where the people we see will be if somebody would actually provide support and help them get the help that they need.
That's
Some
right.
of them don't even. Some of them listen. We working on another campaign right now to provide the necessities they need to survive out in the element. While we continue to try to find housing and continue to work on legislation and resources, the thing you need to survive outdoors. You need a sleeping bag for 30-degree weather or below. You need a personal tent. You need thermal underwear, thermal socks. You need gloves. We got gloves and hats. We got that out. You need hand warmers. You need things to be able to survive the element. They are pretty good during the daytime. The nighttime, when the sun go down and when you stop moving,
Yeah. Exactly. When you stop moving,
when
that's it.
the logs, things we can give folks to help them survive out in the element. So we know we all are part of different organizations, whether it be your church, your fraternity, your lodge, whatever it is, your bike club, your horse club, whatever it may be. We are there as a unit, as a group of people. We have things in common. But if majority of us have a common cause of wanting to help those that are in need, and we have got to do it.
Yep.
We
That's it.
have to,
That's it.
and we are waiting. We're waiting on our special guest. Um, he wears many hats and he wears many titles, but the title that he will be wearing tonight will be the International Director of Education for Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. We're talking about Dr. Marcus A. Chanay, who will be
Boy,
jumping.
you said a mouthful when you rolled all of that off.
Hey man, when you get used to it, when you know how it is, Chuck. When you start with a protocol and you start to go, you got to go ahead and it's certain stuff you got to say within protocol.
Look, you ran every last bit of it.
Hey man, we do what we do. Hey Chuck,
Yeah.
you do it too, man. You know how to put the
Look,
put the sauce on it, bro. But
trying to,
I would say earn accolades. When you have earned accolades,
yeah.
titles, and as James Brown, the late James Brown, told, um, he actually told, it wasn't straight. He didn't tell it directly to Jesse Jackson. He told the Al Sharpton. He was saying, make them use your titles, use your handle. Don't let them, we talk about how, you get to dealing with some white folks and they get to get comfortable with you. Like, and your name could be Dr. Reverend Dr. such and such. And they be like, so, hey, George, like, you don't know me. My friends that I grew up with,
Right.
call me that.
They know me.
You don't call me that, and you gotta redirect them.
Especially when we're in professional settings.
And you're in a formal professional setting.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to be called, that's fine. But you're like the undergrad Fred. No, you call me Brother Mac or Brother F.
Yeah.
We didn't hang out together. we didn't probate together. You didn't probate after me. You still, as long as you still here, you don't know. We don't do that.
Yeah.
We don't do that. We don't kick it.
Well, look, man, while we're waiting on Dr. Chanay,
yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
Give me an update on, tell me what you're drinking. I'm drinking water tonight because
I was gonna come on, man. Birthday, bro. Come on, get something in your glass. Okay. Don't be cat. I think we're gonna be like the last generation of group of folks that are gonna actually be using them terms now. Like,
you know what? They get real offended while I'm just getting up walking around. And let's see. I got. Let me show you my. Shallon got me a cup, but it's not in here. But this is a cup that I designed. So.
Oh man, is some Jack in it?
Now, I got some Jack in the bottle. Shout out to one of our longtime friends and supporters, Jack Daniels, Tennessee Apple. You got the Jack Black.
I got the original, baby. I got the original Black Jack. The original Black Jack.
Let me see if can you see my glass?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. I see it. I see you. I see that, George.
Yeah, hey, man. That's one of my my latest designs for the Omega Whiskey Tasters group.
Oh man.
Yeah, you got Omega Whiskey Tasters.
Mm-hmm.
Omega Whiskey Tasters out. You see what
I see what you did. I see what you did. Yeah, y'all gonna be out on the goddamn floor. You're gonna be drunk.
No. Like it's real. And Matt, you're a connoisseur of beverages, and specifically dark beverages and beverages that come from
sour mash.
Yeah, the wee parts of Holmes County and other areas.
Hey. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, man. Look, them brothers be in there breaking it down. And as it relates to, all
5 minutes, Chuck.
5 minutes to what?
5 minutes before we get on.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we can talk about this and we can do a toast to me. And but yeah, man, I really like the Omega Whiskey Tasters group. Of course, it's only for Omegas, but then check this out. We started I'm saying we. There's a Divine Nine and a Worldwide Whiskey Tasters group. So so if y'all if you're on Facebook, all of our Facebookers, go search Worldwide Whiskey Tasters, and then there's also a Divine Nine Whiskey Tasters group where you can become more knowledgeable about the different types of whiskeys, bourbons, scotches, and things like that. So I'm really educational. So
I need to send you a recipe. We have just booked another bartending gig, and they have a bourbon drink that they want, and it's bullet bourbon or Maker's Mark is what they want to use for the base. I'm gonna let you check the recipe out, but yeah, it's I think we need to put together a little brown tastings. Oh, you have your scotch, your whiskey, bourbon, something, everything in that family, that bourbon, whiskey, scotch, and
get some whiskeys, and you got your
bourbons, you got your single malt scotches, and then there's another site, and I don't want to, I don't like giving out free pubs to nobody we don't know. But my cousin put me on the site for cigars. It's good. You get a good bundle of them for a good price. And how they do it is, say for instance that you had what you got? Bear, which is that was it BC and Goody, right? You know how BC and Goody. So say for instance,
Yeah,
BC
like
is the yeah,
powders and
yeah.
yeah.
So BC is the name brand. So what they do, like say for instance, you got a Cohiba or a CEO, a CAO, or a Olivia. They'll find a comparison to that cigar that's that's non-name brand and sell it at a much cheaper price. So you're getting you're getting the same quality and the same product, but you're not paying the same amount of money.
That's some nightcap knowledge right there. I mean,
Hey,
that's recreational.
hey,
Shoot.
hey. But no, I call it smoke. See, that's smoke therapy.
Yeah.
That helps you relax, relate, and release.
Yeah.
So you can be in a position to you get copacetic because life is stressful. We watched Queen Sugar last night,
Oh yeah.
and it was an old episode, but his auntie, Ralph Angel's auntie Vi, told him, being born in this world as a black man gives you, you got a lot to deal with.
That's
You
true,
got a
man.
lot of opposition, especially when you are one of those folks that are trying to do something to better society. Is a lot of pushback. So
Yeah.
not just pushback from the opposition, but you can get pushback from some of your own people because
Yeah.
they have not yet become awakened to see the error of their ways and what's happening. So you
Yeah.
got a lot to deal with, and you gotta have some relate. You got something to be able to relax, relate, and release, and decompress to be able to continue to fight because this lifestyle chose us. We didn't choose it. Because sometimes I think it was just up to us and our human selves. We just say, you know what, but because of our grounding and who continue to push us, we continue to fight and continue to work to try to build a better society for our people. So the sleep out and the fight the obesity campaign, the financial literacy, the
Yeah.
Black Business Network, mental health minutes, therapeutic Thursdays, all these things that are needed for our community to live better. And we take it seriously. We try to bring in more folks that have the credentialing to go along with it, because a lot of times, intellect doesn't equate education doesn't always equate intellect. So I know a lot of Dr. Dumbasses and a lot of educated dummies, but we have some people that really can put their knowledge to work, and you can see it. They know how to put theory to practice.
That man
Which is,
said Doctor Dumbass, boy.
oh yeah, I know a lot. It's some Dr. Dumbass, and you just look just like,
Hey,
yeah.
look, Mac is a very quick-witted young man. So look, so now we've done a bit of a recap of Sleep Out, but Mac, give me your highlight from it.
The highlight, where folks volunteered and wanted to be a part of it, heard about it on the radio,
Mm-hmm.
came and set up. Someone came last minute. We had a lot of folks to shout out. We shouted out someone that were there. We had what was that? PAX Hospice brother named Ron. I met back when I was at the clinic,
Yeah,
and he heard about it the day before. Showed up. We had the Rage Room Jackson, Miss Marcy.
yeah, Ms.
Miss Marcy ran brought her, and they brought their mentees out. Big shout out to Lynn, Mississippi in Action. Trina B came, brought stuff. We had the Zeta from Mendenhall. We had the AKAs from Row Lambda. We had, a good number of
Rolando
folks.
Omega.
Yeah,
Rolando Omega.
Rolando Omega. Yeah.
There you go.
So we had a lot of folks that showed, that heard about it. I think that's one thing that stood out where people came to actually had a concern. They want to know what can we do next.
Yeah,
We had some good interview that went deep, basically asking the question about, some of our general concern because, simple stuff you look at. The lights in the park have been out since like 2019, if not late 2018. Still no
mhm.
lights, right? Still no lights in the park, no power. Um, so it's just one of those things that see the general concern and then having a really a really in-depth interview to be able to talk about the concerns of people that we
Right,
have,
right,
and seeing folks having a general concern for people, because it's not like this. That's a norm. That's not a norm. Um, you know, I go back to the breaking bread when Chanay's son was out there for everybody that don't know, Janae Wilkerson's is who we talking about. And Caleb was out there. He said, "I feel good."
Yeah.
He was like,
Well,
he gets.
Caduce was there as well, right?
Caduce was there.
Yeah.
Caduce was there also. Sabir's son was there. But Caleb kept saying, "I feel good by helping somebody else."
Right.
You know, and I think that's how you break the cycle. We
Yeah.
had 2 Neos that was out there on the front line and understanding what service is about. You know, for Sigma, we have a motto: culture for service, service for humanity. And that means that, hey, we are here to serve all of people. Human. You are human. We're here to help you. So we, you know, it was good to have those brothers understanding when you get into the frat, you come in here to work. I tell all Neos, the only difference between you and a pledgey or crescent is you got a shirt. You know, you here to work. You know, your first year is about working. You need to be soaking in as much as possible. And for us, those that have been in, our job is to be showing them what to do. They're there to work, to learn what's going on so that we can continue the work in our community.
Yeah, my phrase is everybody is somebody's Neo.
Everybody. That is the truth. That is the truth.
I don't care how old you are. I don't care when you play it.
Yeah.
You somebody's Neo.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day,
yeah,
you know, don't let me express my 21 years in the fraternity by sitting on my hands. Everybody is somebody's Neo. So you get yourself over here, side this shoulder, and then you get yourself over here, side this shoulder. And how about we do this thing together? And you know, everybody has done something and contributed to the overall success of said event or activity.
Speaking of you know, being somebody's Neo, I'm this guy. I'm still this guy Neo, and I'm still doing Neo shit right now for this gentleman that's coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, chicken ducks, and everything else that's running around here at night. We have our International Director of Education for Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Dr. Marcus A. Chanay, Senior.
There you go. With his life member shirt on. Hey, look, is that a zip up? Like you got the life member zip up?
Hey, listen, Chuck, when I tell you that somebody has some plans, his name is Mac. Marcus A. Chanay.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
They just put y'all together, huh?
Oh man, listen, this joker, he was the state director when I came in.
I remember all of that.
Yeah, he was the state director when we came in.
That's
so man, listen, man, we were just talking about a recap of the sleep out, and we were just going in depth. And I was just talking about one of the highlights was having the Neos. We had a Neo from Eta Beta and had a Neo from Beta Rho that was there on the front lines helping serve. I said, that's what it's about. And then Chuck was saying that everybody's somebody Neo. I said, that's true. I said, because, you know, you standing around, you got somebody, you either help make them or they help make you. But I think we talk about a lot, the unwritten protocol of understanding that, hey, it don't matter how many years you got in. Somebody got more years than you because they made you. They brought you in.
True.
So you go listen. Chanay gonna walk into some rooms, and he the younger Fred in that thing. You know,
that is very.
They still look at you, young buck, and Chanay looking like I got. But you guess what you do? Hey, the brothers in the distinguished service chapter.
Oh, you give them the utmost respect.
Can somebody give me some ice? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you give them respect, man. When you've been in this thing for almost 40 years, man, and it'll be 40 years next year. So I've been in this thing for a little while.
Oh yeah. He been in it. He done got it. Listen, I'll tell you like this. Chanay has you know, the frat with age. He didn't had that gray beard since his he didn't had that for the last 30 years. The frat take it out, man. The frat. I had hair when I crossed. I love put the bill like this. I had hair.
But I look, Chanay, I remember Mac when he had like the Goku fro.
Yeah, and braids.
And braids.
Sigma do it.
That's right.
Listen, but yeah, the Sigma do it to you, man. But look, brother Chanay, we've been talking, just enjoying life and talking about, Chuck's birthday, just celebrating birthday.
Yeah, happy belated birthday. I shout it out to Chuck.
Hey man,
Okay.
he did. I appreciate.
Okay. And we talked about this sleep out. So before we jump on to what's going on next week,
Oh yeah, let me prepare for that.
give me your take. We just kind of like, what did you take from the sleep out? Like, what was your experience like being out there, sleep out?
So let me just share some things, and I'm not sure if Chuck knows. I've kind of shared it with Mac. Um, the sleep out here in Jackson sort of hit a national trend for the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma. Now you have chapters that are doing it all over the country. And you really didn't have that start really until, what's about 7 years ago now, Mac?
Yeah, it started in centennial year. We started centennial year.
Mm-hmm.
So brothers now have paid attention to what's going on here in Jackson, and now are doing the same thing across the entire country. One of the things I always share is that you're never too old to really see some things. And when the first thing that I really paid attention to and noticed, to be quite honest with you, and I said this to my wife, seeing elderly women on canes and they're homeless, that just does something to you. People think that I think people have this perception that the homeless are just men. They're drug addicts, they're alcoholics, whatever the case might be. But when you have a actual conversation and you start talking to some of these folks out here, you find out they're some of the most intelligent people, and they've just had some bad experiences that have occurred, and they haven't been able to get out of them.
Yep.
And so, but I think really that the highlight of the evening was really just seeing these older sisters coming up to the table on camera. That did something to my heart. And I came home and I started talking about it. And so I mentioned this to Mac. I said, one of the things we're going to do with the business next year, we're going to help be one of the sponsors, co-sponsors, because that just did something to my heart. And I know, Chuck, you haven't been around my wife a lot, but Mac has. And when it comes to elderly folks, she got a very soft heart.
Yeah.
And came home and talked about that. That just really did something. So, it's an event. It's sad. It's a sad event, but it's one that's needed. You learn about the fire pit in a tub. I never heard that before.
Yeah.
And I'd never heard of that before. But
yeah.
you're sitting there, you like, oh, they could do a fire pit in a tub. So, it's a sad situation.
Yep.
Where we, I wish we could find jobs for those brothers and sisters, help them get back on the right road. But it is life. It's a sad part of life. If my baby girl had been around, I would have been broke. She has a very soft heart for homeless. If she sees them on the street, she's gonna tell you, you got to stop and give them $1.
Yeah.
And that's something that she has also. So, I'm hoping that, it's not just a one night affair. I think it's something that we ought to really seriously look at, how we can assist and how we can really work with those folks. We know that some of them are veterans,
Right.
and so we know that maybe some advantages, some things that they need to take advantage of, they're unable to take advantage of. So, I think it's a thing that we need to talk about more and more. What can we do for our homeless folks in the Jackson metro area? And we also make sure we let them know, and this is a conversation I had with our good legislative friend, Stamps. It's not a Black issue. It's no. And I think that's the other thing that people need to understand. that this homeless deal, you know, is affecting all races and all colors. And I think that's something that we just need to talk about further and figure out what can we do to really do something for them, not only just that evening. And they were very appreciative. I mean, they had warmth, they got blankets, they got boots, they got food. They were very appreciative, but we need to be able to think of things that we can do and be able to do on a year to year, you know, all year long, 360 days of the year, because they're out there. We know it's getting cold. And, you know, that's definitely, bless them. I don't know how they do it. I've seen it even in the northern states. I just don't see how they do it, but they do it and they keep thriving.
You know that there are a lot of folks out there. I watched one of the guys came and he got beside the barrel and just laid out on the ground.
Yeah.
And I was like, brother, you don't want a barrier between you and the ground? He's like, oh, I'm you got something? He didn't look for it, he didn't ask, he just got next to that barrel. And a lot of them have different camps or different spots. You know what? I'm gonna do it before the end of the year. I'm going to for those who don't, if they come out, I'm going to call a press conference and I'm going to talk about it and call everybody out on their shit. I mean, hell, what they gonna do? I mean, they just gonna either own it or they gonna lie. The thing is, they misappropriate so much funds, so much money, and we still got folks around here that are in need because some of them are not able to work. They are mentally or physically not able to work. So you know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna need something. Even those who, if they were receiving benefits from the state for disability, they would need someone to be over them to help manage their funds. You know what I'm saying? So we have a big issue, but a policy issue and a lack of respect issue that Jackson, Mississippi has is people continue to give folks a one-way ticket from Parch, Mississippi or somewhere like that and send them directly to Jackson and drop them off at the bus station. Or other municipalities, government agencies drop people off at the bus station in downtown. So you're not taking care of the folks because if somebody went to jail or was in the state hospital or whatever they were, they have, there's case managers at every one of those places. And part of the thing that you're supposed to do before that person is released or discharged is started working on placement and housing.
Yep.
It's a treatment plan, Now, I ain't gonna talk about the shit that I heard. I'm telling you what I know how this stuff works. There's a treatment plan. And you contact community resources and outside entities. So when that person leaves, and sometimes wherever they're going, that person will come there and do an interview of them and talk to them and find out the right placement. And that's where you get them to. Not put them in the car and drop them off. Right. But these are the folks that's supposed to be enforcing the law that are doing it.
Right.
So, so we have a hypocritical system. We have a lack of respect for the Jackson Metro. And it goes back to, like we talked about before, if we got to respect our own house and to make sure we make folks respect us, and we got to do better about it. And we can't talk about when they here now, they're here. Now let's make a use of the folks that have been dropped off here and make them productive citizens of the city and get them what they need. It's simple stuff like Stamp said, rebuilding stage. So what we did was create a resource list. Big shout out to Stephen James Foundation, and we are partnering with him. We are looking for resources to do basic stuff like Stamp said. Part of what Stamp said, part of what me and Stephen James came up with is get them sleeping bags, tent, thermal underwear, get them boots, then get with Stamps, figure out a way that we can get them some IDs, bank accounts, a card, get them stable. So now when we can find them work, we don't have to go worry about trying to do all the heavy lifting.
Right.
And that's donations, right? Those are donations we talk about, putting our money together.
$100 donation will change a person's life.
$100 donation will change our entire person's life. And I'm gonna tell you this, and everybody's been in the frat, everybody has been hanging out, and we know cats that blow $100 in a night.
Man, look, a good bottle of whiskey get you $100, man.
blow $100 in the night, but they won't put that $50 towards helping changing somebody's life. And like we told Brother Chanay, and we're not pubbing, but we're gonna tell like a TI is, they are paying CNAs in certain parts of the country $52 an hour.
Come on.
For $750 in 4 weeks, you can get somebody to be a certified nursing assistant, and they can go make their money.
I'm just saying.
You go.
Yeah, you see what I'm talking about?
It's careers. That's it.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
right there.
Hey.
Right there.
In our next class, matter of fact, we have a class that's going on right now. And I didn't even tell you this, Matt.
Yeah.
I got a new professor in the house. And so she's having to teach the class, the CNA class and the phlebotomy class this last month. But one of the things I'm excited about is that our new class is coming in January 10th for CNA and phlebotomy. We're going to be able to offer that class for students or persons that can be flexible. So we're going to have a hybrid model for the CNA and phlebotomy. So that is really, we're kind of trying a little bit of things. We got a student that she's working full time this month at UMC. So we're working with her. We got another student that's coming into play in January. So we're working with her. And, the good thing about it is, and I'll just go ahead and make this announcement because it's about to hit soon. We have a foundation. I think Mac is aware of the B1 Foundation.
Yeah, I saw that.
The B1 Foundation just most recently agreed to impart on 10 students full-time scholarships in our January class. The only thing they have to obligated to is $55 application fee, but the rest of that education is going to be on a full ride scholarship, compliments of the B1 Foundation. So we're trying to assist students as much as possible, assist folks out here as much as possible to really be able to get that certificate. And we not only talk about, Matt talked about the travel, but the big deal is, man, they're looking for CNAs right here locally. They're definitely looking for CNAs and phlebotomists down in the Delta area. They can't find the folk. And so a lot of times there are job opportunities. And I will say this, hey, don't think this, as we talked about the other night, don't think these little handouts are going to continue, because they're not. And you need to be, preparing yourself to re-engage yourself back into the workforce. And sometimes you're not happy in what you were doing, so you might need to look at a different type of a career. So right now, health careers are the hottest that are on the market. CNAs, phlebotomists, pharmacy techs. We're in the CMA program is going to be in February. So, I really say, hey, check us out, see what we're all about. I think you're going to be very surprised about everything that's coming forth in 2022.
Man, that's major, man. That is major.
We're talking about making big moves, right? So we talk about, scholarship. We talk about service. We talk about brotherhood. We talk about bigger and better business, what you just did. And we also talk about the call to order. So you're making major moves in the business world here. And I know you got big, news and things that you're doing in the frat. So that's one thing we want to talk about, because I know this is supposed to be showing in a couple of the groups, the blue and white groups. Talk about some of the big things. Not only you bringing that on the business side, and that's also, we definitely want the blue and white family and Divine Nine and anybody else that want to get involved to be a part of that. What's taking place next Tuesday? That's historic for us, because I can't think of another event where we had this many people from the international board here, and it was a non-regional or a non-conclave event.
That's true.
Yeah. So our president, our newly elected president, you guys gotta understand, I've been knowing this brother probably for 20 plus years. He's a young brother. He's 40. Chris is probably 46, 47.
Oh, if he's young, then that makes me yeah. Chuck, we in the game.
Yeah, so we have been this year since conclave. We had our conclave this past summer in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We did both face to face and we did virtual. And so we have since then, we had our talk series in Washington, D.C. John Hope Bryant, which I think both of you all are very familiar with, is a brother. We had a series with him in Atlanta. And so this time we're doing our international program show is going to be live from Tubwell College, which I know you brothers are just proud of, the Lou, next Tuesday, and it's a full program. It's the part that the people are not going to be able to see, unless you're a brother, is going to be where we're going to be laying out some initiatives for wrapping up some things for 2021, but laying out some initiatives for 2022. So our international president, the Honorable Chris V. Ray, JD, will be in town. The international first vice will be here. Then we will have our international executive director, Brother Daryl Anderson, will be here. We will also have the international director of Bigger and Better Business, Terrence Gibson, international director of social action, Malwan Johnson, and then yours truly, international director of education. And so we will set up a just like you see during the election campaigns. We'll be on stage. We're primarily going to just talk about where we've been from conclave to the end of the year. And then we're going to be talking about what's going on in 2022. And one of the things, and I can say this publicly because this is nothing from most of the things that I'm involved in with education. One is our Adopt a School program. We have really put a lot of efforts into our alumni chapters adopting either an elementary or middle school and working with those students in those schools. It could be about working on the playground equipment. We've had some brothers during COVID. They did read across the classrooms. They did it virtually. Matter of fact, I was an alumni chapter out of Orlando that was very successful in doing that with a middle school. So that is we're really expanding that program for 2022. We've given out this year. We're probably at a count totally with the national organization, the regional, the state, and the local all together. Phi Beta Sigma, probably about 1.2, $1.3 million in scholarships. And so we're looking to expand that. We're one of the biggest things that I am one that that's dear to my heart. We got a brother that's out of North Carolina. I call him the guru of careers. And so we've started working on preparing our brothers and getting them ready for grad and professional school coming out of undergrad, and getting them ready for the world of work. And so we've, with a number of entities, we've got major corporate partnerships now, and giving these brothers opportunities to get jobs. This past summer, we did a full career fair. We partnered with the Zetas, and we had about over 200 companies, national companies, and this was all done virtual. And it was amazing how it was done. It was just like you sent your resume in, and you basically entered this virtual world, and they sort of matched you with your resume with the companies. Some of the brothers and samurais were able to interview right there on the spot. Some were able to get internships, job opportunities. So one of the things that, I wanted to do is ensure that when brothers come out of school, they have some options. They have an option of either going into grad and professional school, because we definitely want to keep our folks there, or they have options of getting jobs. And so that's one of the things that I've been working on. I also sit on the National Sigma Beta Foundation board. And so one of my biggest deals is preparing them for the next step, which is college or universities. And so we're planning on introducing in 2022 a way where they can get the information virtually about preparing them for the ACT, SAT exams, to really help them, and then help them in really getting them prepared to be able to apply for scholarship opportunities. So it's a full grasp, and that's just my part. That has nothing to do with the bigger and better business. We just had this major initiative that just completed with working with Black-owned businesses in your community, and how much money we gave. And I think the numbers that I'm hearing, that over that time period, there was $1 million that was spent in Black-owned businesses. And then social action, we're just all over the place with that, from the American Cancer Society, March of Dimes, sickle cell anemia. We're even working with the Forestry Commission. I mean, we're just doing a lot with social action. And if you've noticed, you're seeing more fraternity sororities are going back to what they were founded on. They're getting involved in the political realm of everything. So just as decisions are made nationwide, you're seeing information coming out from where the fraternity stands on that. And that's something that I think a lot of people don't really realize, that fraternity sororities, really, we're all the same. We're just the different colors. But really, from a political standpoint, we have worked together in ensuring that we assist our brothers and sisters in getting elected to positions. So that is something that I'm glad to see coming out with that.
It sound like you got a party going on the other side.
Right. Daughter.
Well, look, I'm definitely excited about any time that the light can be shined on Tougaloo, but then the way that Mississippi folk are people that are made in Mississippi. I just think we do it differently. I think we have true intention about the type of process and I would say inoculation that we the type of brotherhood, sisterhood that we develop in Mississippi. I just feel like it is different. I think, I'm glad that I was made in Mississippi, and specifically at Tougaloo, because above all, we want to make sure that we remain committed to the struggle to make sure that we ultimately have handle on our own freedom. And I think with this type of town hall and the types of conversations that international presidents and Baselai, Paul Marx, all of these folks are having, a lot of those conversations have been happening because of folk from Mississippi pushing the agenda so that certain things are a part of everybody's agenda. Like you said, we just got these different colors, but there's a coordinated agenda that is happening amongst the folks at the executive level of these organizations that we're a part of, and a lot of these folks are from Mississippi.
And I was listening, and I was thinking about some initiative that I was working on, but I want sitting with, like, locally we try to start the blue pages. So, which is like Chuck started the Jackson Black pages. I wanted to start the blue pages, and you can start the purple pages or whatever, but you have business, because we talk about jobs. I want the talk and conversation to change from jobs, because usually jobs mean you going to work for white folks, conservative white folks that can control you because they control the dollar. I want us to change our conversation back to starting businesses and running businesses and creating businesses. Yeah, go learn from how they run it, and then come back and run your own. And because some of the best things we can do is, like you said, about the CNA and different programs, own your own, pay your way, get your certificate. You can still have your bachelor's and your master's, but you still need a certificate or something that's going to generate different forms of money, because we talk about having multiple forms or multiple sources of income with a diversified portfolio when it comes to investing. So you can put your money into a 401k, put your money into a mutual fund, you can put your money to, hey, call that guy that just where Herman go. Call Herman. But you can create your own network of business where we grow our own business, within the fraternity or within the Divine Nine, where you're saving that $100 a month, and it's you and it's 200 other folks, and you're developing a business for your people. You know what I'm saying? And I want us to really get to that mentality and that mindset when it comes to the business, because the racism is about domination control, and most time they're trying to control the people and the dollars. So and that's some of the advocating that folks come before us that are members of our organization. They were fighting for that certain level of freedom and equality, but it's about the control and running your own community. And then education wise, we got to start telling our story, because as you can see, the racists are showing their hand by pulling certain things out of the they already were lying and still telling children in 2021 that Columbus ass discovered America. So we gotta, so we really, now they really taking the things out, because they're talking about slavery is such a bad subject and about erasing the race theory. What race theory? But they could, but they controlling the language and they controlling the narrative, because they want to tell the story how they want to tell it. We had right here in Ridgeland, when our frat brother's daughter came home, and he was so upset that her teacher told her that Africans that were slaves came here looking for a job. That's how they got here. So education, business, and you talking about service, we got to put foot to ground and foot to ass, because we got to do some stuff, man. We are in a bad way. And part of the accountability, we ain't gonna even have to come out. We ain't gonna have to come out the room, brother Chanay. We might have to take some folks to the ante room, because some of that foot to ass need to be with each other. To get us back on track. You know what I'm saying, and to uphold those principles, and to these call to order meetings like these town halls. These are call to order. We need to get back to the basic, and we need to get back to doing some work. Some physical stuff, life changing work. Because everybody had that same speech. They sat in that chair and they were shaking when they did an interview. And they said, I want to get in here because I want to help folk. I want to help my community. And then you put your hand up and you say, I'm gonna do this. Hey,
look, you took the oath, and some folks took something else, and then you get on the other side and you start writing little letters.
Right. But the thing about that, one of the things that I think, and so I don't know if you all know this. So a lot of the Greek organizations, including Phi Beta Sigma, just started a PAC.
Yeah.
To really try to pour money into these candidates, because the bottom line is, we all know it, and it's no way you can get around it. Even from a grassroots standpoint, if you're running campaigns, you still got to raise dollars and cents.
That's it.
Because you gotta do it. So I think the thing is that the difference that during the civil rights time as opposed to now is just that people had more of a common interest. It didn't make a difference if you were a doctor, lawyer, school teacher. You were still called out by the other folk. And so you still didn't get the respect, even though you might have all the degrees in the world. You still didn't get the respect back during the civil rights time.
You still don't. You still don't. Not right now.
The difference now is that we got young folk that truly don't understand where we've been, what we had to deal with to get where we were trying to get to, and basically have taken this attitude. We don't have to really. We can do what we need to do because it's available. not knowing that in truth, it can be gone in a second, and we could be like we were 50 years ago. And, I'm older than you brothers, but, the deal is, in my lifetime, when I was a kid growing up in Pine Bluff, my mama, when she took me to the pediatrician, I had to go through the back door in my lifetime.
Yeah.
In my lifetime. And I think people don't understand, it wasn't that many years ago that all of this, these things started happening. And they
we're
can,
not removed.
You can easily take a step back and be right back to go.
And it's going that direction. That's why, like, before you got on, we were talking about the organizations, churches, lodges, everybody that has a group and club. You got to get back to the principles and why you was founded, why you was started. Don't get lost in the sauce. Don't get elated because they smiling and laughing at you. Now you got to get back to money, because I know a lot of folks that got a lot of debt and don't have no money to come with the titles and stuff that they have. But we don't have the ownership that we need. We study begging, we asking. And we got to get back to the basics and taking care of our folks. And and that means we're gonna have to call some folks out. It is, and we got to do our work, but we got to have it. We got to have the programs. Like the work we're doing with the homeless, man. We're gonna do it. We're gonna put together a homeless resource day, and that's where we bring the resources to the park. Right, everything that we think we might need, going through those block-to-block surveys, we're gonna bring those folks to the park. Instead of trying to get them to go to where you are, bring the folks. And that's part of the problem, that we don't have the folks that can come there, but we're going to do our best to be able to turn some folks' lives around. It's an easy fix. It's an easy fix. One thing I want the fraternity, the Divine Nine, to do, I want us to start our own insurance company and be able to underwrite all our insurance policies, because white folks owning insurance companies have been one of the motivations that we would have to change a lot of stuff that happens, because we don't own our own. We still got to go to them to get an insurance policy. And the rules that they have for their organization is different from the rules that we have for our organization.
Right.
But we need to own our own. You can't dictate and tell us whatever we need. We need to own our own. And there's no reason that out of Divine Nine, we can't put our resources together and own our own, create an insurance company and own our own insurance policies. That's the type of thinking I have, because, even the market, like the marketplace, businesses, grocery stores, that's what we are. That's the stuff that we need. We don't own our own, because right now we're talking about food. I don't know if you looked at the price of food lately.
Shoot. Milk and egg, boy.
Listen, the price of food, and y'all better stay away from them milk and eggs by it anyway, because everything, that chicken, they grow a chicken in a week and they pump that cow full of a lot of hormone stuff. I'm just saying, because right now they're trying to do they are worse than before with mass production. Hell, vegetables ain't safe. So you got to be very, very careful with what we're dealing with. But we talking about life-changing opportunities when it comes to brothers that have the knowledge and the know-how and the connections to help folks that don't have it. Our growing senior population, they ain't got a lot of fight like they used to. They 80-something years old. They need us. They're dependent on us to help balance society, to keep them safe, keep them fed, keep them, all the things like you saw about the folks. We had a sister that was from Detroit that was out there that was homeless. She slept right there, and you try to give her stuff. She was fine. She had the area. Those folks depend on us, because in their life right now, they don't see any way out of that situation. Right. They depend on us to do whatever we can do in society to help balance it, to make it better for them. So this is the event that we talked about for the brothers that need to be a part of, that want to be a part of it. They can go register at Blueprint. Is there a link to go along with this, or they need to go straight to Blueprint, Brother Chanay?
Blueprint, and I think they'll be able to hook right on into it.
Okay. Now let me ask this question. Now, to be a part of this, do you have to be a financial active brother? Okay. But you do need to have your account set up with Blueprint.
Correct.
Okay.
Hey, boy, that's the conversation. I don't care what frat you in.
Oh, you got to have it. You got to have it. And I tell folks that all the time. Listen, if you want to get folks involved, you got to be able to get them involved, because before they pay their dollars. So they got to be able to take part, but they do have to go through Blueprint to register regardless. And they haven't set up their account, they need to set up their account.
Now, we're going to have some of the brothers will be live with us in the auditorium. So, they don't have to sign up.
Okay.
So they can, they'll be live with us, but those that are not going to be, those that are going to be virtual will have to register through Blueprint.
So for those who are listening right now, if you are a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated and you are interested in attending the town hall meeting in person, what is the protocol? Who do they need to reach out to? Well, listen, let me put this out here. I believe not leaving a kiss theory. Please come dressed in protocol because you will be broadcast to everybody else. Do not wear your red jumpsuit because you think you look fly. You would not get in. We are enforcing the sergeant at arms at the door. You would not get in. You need to be in protocol. You need to have a black suit, white shirt, blue tie. You need to be in protocol to be a part of this if you're going to be inside of the town hall meeting. Don't wear your sweater because you thought it looked nice. Don't let it. Don't come in there just like, just something that's non-protocol or non, if you got a cardigan or nothing like, we're not talking about stuff like that. But Brother Chanay know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You would sit up in the middle of the audience, you're like, yeah, I look nice in my pink polo. No, you're not wearing it. That don't come in. Don't be ready to stand outside.
The 7th is not the day to do that.
No,
now look, let me ask this question. So at what point will there be an opportunity for members of other Greek organizations or college community to enter and take part?
Yes. So after the town hall meeting, we will be traveling across the street. I'm not sure the official name of the building. I'm going to call it what I know it's called. It's called the Nest. Yeah. And so we will be having a reception over there, give brothers, Sauras, other members of Greek organizations to have an opportunity to be able to really have conversation with the president, all of our international first vice, and including all of our program directors, and just really just have that conversation. I'm pretty sure we'll have a small little program there if they're going to be there presenting anything to him. But again, it's really to give him an opportunity. This will be actually his second trip, believe it or not, to Mississippi in about 2 months. Mm-hmm. He was here for Alcorn's homecoming game because that chapter celebrated their 75th. And so he came in, he stayed in Vicksburg, but he came in and celebrated with those brothers. He will be back in Mississippi again sometime in 2022 because Alpha Beta over at Jackson State will be celebrating their 75th. So he's traveling, he's moving around, he's got that energy, bless his heart. And how he does it, I don't know, but he does it, and he manages and maintains. But so he likes Jackson. He likes Jackson. So
everybody likes Jackson,
right? Yeah. And so just he was our international first vice. He was also our international director of social action, and so he's a brother that's been really on the move the last few years. And like I said, he's moving, and this is my last hurrah, so I'm enjoying the ride. And so it's going to be a good time for those persons who are Greek or non-Greek that just want to come out that evening, and you guys got it up, the flyer up for the reception that evening.
I don't think of, and I'm just going to say for me, me and Chuck are big into marketing. There's no bigger recruitment tool to be a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated other than having your international board of directors come to the city. Like there's an opportunity. The Neos will be here. And I told them, unless they got a family emergency, they ain't got no other excuse. They need to be here. This is your house. You need to be in it. You need to make sure everything is taken care of. Because not only when I say just because they're in Jackson, but the town hall will physically take place on Tougaloo College campus, which is Beta Roll's house, and it's you need to be there. You know, so the members will be there to support, and it's a great opportunity. You know, to meet your international president. I know I opened my mouth one time and talk about getting up early, and I ended up taking our international president to the airport. You know, and like, yeah, you know, talk about pressure. You know, can't go to sleep tonight. Just I got to get up and make sure I get the president to the airport. So yeah, man, I think it's gonna be a great opportunity for the city, great opportunity for Tubwell, for us as a whole, the networking, and hopefully we can have some good conversations about doing more business and real direct action stuff as an organization, as groups, put our money where our mouth is, put our action where the conversation is, and change some things, and hopefully we can show him some stuff. I want Mississippi to stand up and understand that we still have the title as the hospitality state, that we must show our brothers that's coming from out of state hospitality and take care of them, and show them a good time. If you know nothing else but feeding them a good meal before they go to their room, you know, because they got to fly back out the next morning. So that's pretty much what they're looking for: good meal, good conversation with the brothers, and they can get back on. And because some of them probably going to another meeting and they'll tell them where they're going. Uh, but we definitely appreciate you, brother Chanay, for
Yes,
being
sir.
a connection for that.
A pleasure.
Hey, man, we definitely this. I'm telling you, and the young brothers are excited. Some of them nervous. I told them, you know, I said, well, think about it. You can't be overconfident and you can't be nervous. I said, you got to be ready to rock and roll, because folks coming to your house. So it's a great opportunity for them, and definitely, brother Jay Johnson, as Chuck said, Jay DeVille.
Jay DeVille
is gonna be on picture duty, so you ain't got to worry about capturing the moment. Brother Jay is gonna be there with his camera. He's gonna capture the moment, take pictures at the reception. So it definitely be a good time. Brother Chanay, anything else that we need to know about?
No, brother, just continue prayers for everything that you all are doing, Mississippi Move. And I've supported you all from afar. Now I'm back to supporting you all in the mix. And definitely appreciate everything that you've done. And definitely keep promoting the school. It's we're getting a lot of hits on our website, and we're looking forward to 2022. And we're actually very excited about 2022.
Well, I'm gonna say this: between all the organizations and I'm talking about for Yard Board, Mississippi Move, I Got It Made, Epps Institute, we will still 2022. If somebody's out there that's really serious about getting their CNA certifications, we are going to help create a scholarship to help you, and be a life change. Now, somebody out there need to be real serious, because you're going to put some money, you got to put some skin in the game, you know. But we're going to help you. Whether folks say you take one step, you're going to take two. You take two steps, we're going to take three. Well, we're going to help you out. You got to show that you're serious about this, and we're going to believe in help paying it forward, because we need you there. We need folks. We need folks in the healthcare field. We need people that care about people. So we know we're talking about some life-changing opportunities. Homeless resource event coming up probably for the end of the year, and the press conference coming up. You might not want to be a part of it. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. We're gonna talk about all this bullshit and how they mishandling funds and not taking care of folks, but they got money for other stuff. So I'm gonna call a spade a spade.
Y'all, and there it is.
Chanay, you might not want to participate in that one.
Matt gave a disclaimer.
I gave
the warning. Yeah, you got the warning coming in. Well, look, Mac, you got one more announcement that we need to make before we close out, and I'd like to thank everybody for sticking here with us tonight. Nightcapper is all of our official Nightcappers. We appreciate y'all. Now, look, this next one.
Oh, let me get. Do I wait? I need wait a minute. I need another drink for this one.
All right, so I'll lead it in. This next one.
Go ahead and I'll finish it all. Go ahead.
It's heavy, and I'll say this: it is amazing. At the caucasity and the audacity of some of the elected officials that subscribe particularly to conservative, in air quotes, conservative ideology. And I don't know how we can have, little government where you want the freedom and the liberty to not wear a mask, or to not be vaccinated, or to be able to control alcohol and then control a woman's vagina, but
the plant.
The hemp plant. I mean, so you want to control alcohol, you want to control marijuana or cannabis, you want to control hemp, you want to control, I say alcohol again. You want to control all of these things, and then you want to add to the list of things that you want to control is the reproductive organs of another person. How the hell we do that? So, and the reason why I bring all of that up is because there's an abortion freedom fighters rally in Jackson, Mississippi. Freedom of choice is the best thing that I can say is, how am I to tell another person what to do with their body? Like, if you can't take the vaccine, if you don't want to take the vaccine, that's cool. That's called freedom of choice. But then y'all ass want to make a law that says that government can step in and tell a person what to do with their body, but y'all ain't want to put a mask mandate in to.
Boy.
All right, so I'm just gonna say that. So that's Wednesday, 12/1. That's tomorrow.
Yeah,
Wednesday 12/1 at 12 p.m. Smith Park. That's right there in West downtown Jackson. And Mac, I don't have a link for where folks can RSVP, but I'm pretty sure if you just show up and you want to support, and
you should be able to find it on Facebook or Google it. And I know you can check a couple of sites.
Find it right quick.
But let me say this. Let me say about this. I talk about culture versus policy. Talk about the hypocrisy when it comes again. Racism is about domination and control. So domination is control. The issue. Now understand. Let's go back. Back in the day, big mamas. Back in the day, them big mamas, them true big mamas, knock the hell out you. Lil, whatever her name was, if she got a baby by whoever it was, she was going to have that baby, and they were going to take care of that baby. This whole abortion culture comes from the same culture that majority of the shit come from. Whereas you were down there at the barn messing with John Boy, and John Boy messed around. Now you got to go take a trip out of town with your auntie during the summer and come back, and you different. Or you were messing with the other John Boy, the black one, because you had a thing for black meat, even though you were racist and conservative. And next thing you know, your belly done got big, and you got to take a trip out of town again. This shit started with that culture of folks. Now, them same culture of folks talk about Keisha having 6 children, and because she can't find a job that pays more than poverty wage, and she has to get subsidies and assistance. They got tax dollars, and so if someone makes a decision, the parents makes a decision that they do not want to be parents way early in, you get them shit. If they have the baby and don't have the income and they need assistance, you give them shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to control everything. But here's the biggest control about this, Chuck. The issue is not about black and brown women. It's about white women. See, there's a population control issue right now. And one of their greatest fears, even when President Obama was in there talking about granting an amnesty to 11 million Hispanics, was population, citizenship. You losing numbers. Blacks and Hispanics have more children than whites. And it's about population control. So the whole abortion issue, even though they make it seem like it's about black women and brown women, is really about white women, because you're losing in numbers. So that's why they didn't change how you go to prison. They started adding ways where you can get felonies would disenfranchise you from being able to physically be able to vote, or lose your fiduciary privilege where you can't be able to do certain things. It's about control, because the greatest fear is the rabbit one day gonna get the goddamn gun, and you're gonna turn around and do to them what they've been doing to our ass since they came here. That's the biggest fear, and they make themselves believe it to the point that it's almost psychotic, but it's about control. You can march with guns in the middle of a shelter-in-place order because it's your right and just your freedom to do what you want to do, but you still have but you can control somebody else what they want to do. You have no relationship to these folks. Nobody
Individual
asked you to
choice.
babysit nobody's child. They didn't ask you for no Similac. They didn't ask you for shit. But you want to have a word in what they can and cannot do. That's between those parents.
Individual choice is okay for everything except
between those parents.
that's what
You
Tate
control the $14 billion of the health care. You control the $600 million from the CARES Act. You control everything that could put people in a better situation to do better about themselves. But then you want to control their outcome too.
Yep.
It's all about control. Racism is about domination and control. And they have decided on what culture and what races they want to dominate and control. And I'm going to give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count who they are. And that's a word from Steve Rosman, as he would say. And that's the shit. What I'm talking about is we can't be walking around with blinders on, because that's something that's happening right now in 2021, where you're creating legislation that based on what you see fit and what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's based on you. It has nothing to do. You don't know where we live. You don't know what we eat.
It's about an agenda.
It's about an agenda, not about helping real people and taking care of folks. And it's between those parents and what they decide to do. Has nothing to do. You worry about who you worry about going to hell. You worry about them going to hell. That's some of the language they use. How you worry about somebody else?
No, man, but you see, you're bringing up all of the things. It's about individual choice.
Correct.
All of those
that's the type of shit that they talk about.
Exactly.
Like, how you worried?
Let me have my choice. Let me have my choice. You can have your choice as it relates to everything else except for this. Except for this. And that's the larger issue. That when you boil it down and you get all the way to that meat being off the bone, what happened to individual choice? What happened to freedoms, liberty, and all of the things that are supposed to go along with that list? Meaning that if I can protect myself, if I have the right to carry my gun into all of these different places, if I have open and constitutional carry in all of these things, if I have the right to defend myself, even though I went looking for trouble, I still have the right to defend myself, even if I may have provoked that type of response from a person, and I can kill that person and be made whole and get to go home and eat a home cooked meal and all of that. I can do all of that, but except abortion. So
and to the point about that story was the black guy that actually kicked him to stop him from killing folks was charged with assault. I just want to put that out there.
I mean, I just look.
The black guy that stopped him from killing folks was charged with assault. And I keep telling you, in 2021, if you don't understand what the 60s were like, 2020 and 2021 has shown you. 2020 and 2021 has shown you what the 60s were like full picture, starting with January 6th. And I'm keep telling you, it's about control, where they are blatantly talking out both sides of their face and lying because they say that you can't do this.
Right.
But it's okay for you to go do that.
It's an abomination.
We can do this, but you can't do that. And justify. And I always say they lie about the lie they lied about. They're the most not understanding ass folks I ever seen in my life. You understand exactly what you want to understand when it's beneficial to your ideology, but you can't understand why somebody else want to do what they want to do. It's about control. You don't know any of these people, or do you know some of these people?
Some of them might be your pastor.
Do you know some of these people? Right?
Boy, ain't nobody gonna say that though.
Yeah, listen, shit. We gonna talk about what all y'all was doing. The white organizations do different shit than black organizations. I'm quite sure some of your guys done got the MasterCard out for some weekend activity that didn't go correctly. So don't start acting like you brand new with this shit now. You against it. We know how y'all roll, but now you all against it. Why? It's about population control. It's about numbers.
They want to make sure that those little girls don't have a say-so over once they become impregnated.
It's about them. It's about them. It's about population. We are outnumbering them. That's why they have a fast track of getting rid of our asses. They either putting you incapacitated, or you can't do nothing, or you locked up, or whatever the case may be. But it's about population control and the projected numbers of where they're going to be at in 20 years in the United States, period.
If we don't
do that, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then goes back to like certain groups, certain cultures, black and brown, are said to typically vote which way. So you're losing.
Yeah.
You see what you seen this shit show that happened last year when you got all these folks registered to vote in Georgia, and you just spend all your time changing all the laws. You making it even harder because you still was outvoted and outnumbered.
Yep.
It's a fear of losing control, either the real control or the facade version of control they think they have or act like they have. It's about domination and control. That's what it's all about. And I'm telling the sisters out there, I know the sisters, black and brown, are both going to be affected by this. But the real reason they want us to end this is because they want to stop white women, because they're losing numbers. There it is.
Well, in the words of our friend Larry Leggett, preach, Brother Malcolm. Brother Mac.
Damn you, Larry. Let me take my Jack shirt off. Don't drink Jack. Oh, my bad.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think we can play getting to where the money reside after our
it's always about the money, brother. It's always. And if you want to know where the shit going, always follow the money.
Yeah, you got to follow the money. You got to follow the money.
Always follow the money.
And we definitely want to we want to follow the money as we get it to our people, and we make sure that we have these mechanisms in place to where we can circulate the dollars between our people. And if you want to do business with us, we're open for business, and we're gonna do good business. And at the end of the day,
Black with no chaser. Nightcap Knowledge, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Central.
We'll see y'all here next week, Tuesday. We'll be a little late getting on because we're going to be producing some things and making some things happen for the brothers in blue over at Tubwell College. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nightcap Knowledge. My name is DJ George Chuck. That's Mac. We got Dr. Chanay, the International Director of Education. Did I get that right?
That's right, brother.
Incorporated. Yeah, somebody said I pledged. I did. Peace.
Whoop.